Hi, champs. So, if you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Well, if there was one topic I've always loved since my secondary school days, government debates. Well, before I go further, the Nigerian elections are around the corner. It's next year. So, sadly, this article or this post or this video I wrote this years ago, and it is still relevant. So like I said, I loved government. In fact, it was one of the only few courses I paid attention to. It always intrigued me, and it still does. I tried understanding the terms, how different forms of government came to be, and every gritty, nitty detail about them. I used to love reading about the American Revolution, how their constitution was formed. Ancient Greece's history was my bedtime story when I was in primary school, not even secondary school. Yes, I had my Britannic and the rest to keep me company. So even then, my favorite Nigerian political stories were about the fight for independence, how each person contributed. Yes, I went by the government as the prescribed government texts. I had textbooks when it came to government. I had lots of them. I read about their personal ambitions, vendettas in the fight for independence. I read lots of history books then. The clamors for independence regionally. Why? Well, a thought is, why isn't Nigeria a confederacy, if I may ask? Well, moving along. I think a lot that I often get carried away, but back to my train of thoughts. Every once in a while we call a day Democracy Day. And that day will be here sometime soon this year. Well, I just have to strike through that word democracy. My favorite definition of democracy is the popular definition all over the world given by the late American President Abraham Lincoln in his Gettysburg speech or address. Well, it was originally defined by a famous Greek philosopher, but have you read that Gettysburg address or Gettysburg address? Je sais pas la prononciation, I'm sorry. Best speech ever. It is. Democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Well, I have to break that definition into 3 parts and note the defining prepositions in capital letter. Government of OF, government of the people. 2, BY, by the people. 3, FOR, for the people. 4. So government of the people is the first one. When you say something is of something, it means it is a government supported by the people, wanted by the people, put in place by those same people. This government is from the people, taken from them, it is made from the people. The people have looked around at all other governments and created one of their own. The of shows the relationship that exists between the government and the people. It links them together. If you're a Christian, this might make it clearer. Pardon my inaccuracy anyways. You might have heard it sometime in relation to Christ. When he said, I am of the Father. Or in the Bible we hear gifts of the Spirit. Well, English is our first official language in Nigeria, and it's not my intent to teach it. I'm trying to provide merely some clarity here. In Nigeria, we have cases and we have seen elections that have been filled with tales of electoral rigging, ballot boxes being stolen, some communities not voting. We even hear some parties telling certain popular candidates to step down, or telling certain sections of people in their states, see who you must vote for, else things will be hard for you. And some go to various lengths to bring people, the candidates they do not like, down. Majority of people do not vote. That is the general consensus in Nigeria. We don't vote, but the electoral commission comes out with a winner. The same people the government is of shake their heads and wonder at the magic performed before their eyes. It has been saying from the beginning, this government that has done this and that, is it really of us? The people wonder. Then 2, by the people. Simply put, this means that the same people it came from govern the government. It tells you that the government moves along with the people. It reinforces that the people are the authors of the government. Those in power were taken, from. They are a part of the people. So the government is ruled by the people, not strangers. Those people in power are, part of the people. So they are by the people. The government is by the people themselves. It shows the actions, the compliance of that government, and the key figures, put in place to ensure it's here. These are the leaders from the president to the lowest political officer or lowest police officer or political office holder in Nigeria. The government is not of the people, hence, it is not by the people. It cannot be the people that rule, because if it were, the roads, constant electricity, education, the economy, etc., will not be where it is now. Supposed by the people. I mean, like I said, those in governments send their kids outside their government to another government for education. If it were of the people, they would build their education system and make it one to reckon with. The people in Nigeria use generators, have oil blocks, they use inverters, and the rest of them. If it were by them, they will ensure constant electricity. The people do not ply the government roads. They have private jets and go by air. If it were by the people, they will build their roads. The people leave their government every time they are ill to another to seek medical attention. If it were by the people, they will seek medical attention in their country, in a country that has thousands of doctors. So are you now to say that no hospital in the country is good enough to, take care of your ailments? This is to show you it is not by the people. If the people in power are from the people, and they do all this and so much more, because the list goes on and on, doesn't it mean that there is a problem with these people in power are taken from? Because these people in power did not fall from the sky. They were taken from the people. They are of the people. And if certainly they are by the people, then the of the people, there is a problem with the people. And lastly, for the people. Here it means everything that the government's rulers put in place is for the benefit or in the benefit of the people. It is done to affect people's lives and make it easier and better. The government works for the people. In Nigeria, sadly, they really work to our benefits today. We do not see constant light. This is the tech age. Everything and anything you need to survive needs electricity, it needs power to make it function. The government should be able to provide that for the people. We spend a little money that we do have to provide it for ourselves. After the removal of the subsidy on fuel in the past and the recent fiasco with fuel, we use more than half of our earnings to buy fuel, which we abundantly have. Because even if you have a business, you need fuel to operate. If you decide to go home, you need fuel. When you buy food stuff from the market, or you put them in the fridge or in your freezer, you need fuel. If you're going to cook, you will still need fuel, because even if you're not using the fuel to cook, that's in the power to cook, you still need to put those things you've prepared in the fridge or the freezer, and you need fuel or power to run it. So you see, we spend the money we have on constant power supply for ourselves. And now electricity tariff is high, even though there is non-existent power supply. Shouldn't fuel be cheap and electricity be available and constant? Because we do have this oil, don't we? In abundance. Good roads that should be our benefit is one of our killers. We die on the roads, and insecurity is high because the roads are bad, making it easier for kidnappers and robbers and the likes of them to, also take advantage of the bad roads. And aside from the robbers and the insecurity on the roads, we have accidents and loss of lives. We die on the roads, but money is pumped into every budget for roads, but we never have them. The road accidents you can see kill yearly more than HIV, AIDS, and malaria combined. Our education sector is one of the best. Yeah, thank you for my sarcasm. I'm sure you got it. We can rub shoulders with graduates from other countries because after 4 years, we can boldly come out and introduce ourselves by saying, my names are... We also say, please, can you give me transport fare? We can even decide not to pay our teachers and let the children stay home for months. Oops, silly me. Oh, that's called a strike. My bad. We go to the hospitals to be cured, we die instead. Not even cause the doctors are incompetent, but the equipment nowhere to be found, drugs missing. Then when that illness is a big one, sorry, but our expertise and equipment, they have a limit. People travel to India and Dubai for that. Even the by-day people travel abroad, like I stated, for all that. We could wake up one morning and decide to sack experienced doctors for fighting for their rights. The list of our benefits in Nigeria goes on and on, Lest I forget, the police and the army we created for our benefits and protection are our killers' greatest nemesis. The army is to protect, the country from external attack, but some of them go ahead killing citizens, beating up citizens. Let me not even get to the police. It's crazy. They let others that kill us get away, and our cases remain unsolved for centuries if they're not the killers themselves. In summary, the people is the people, THEPOPLE, is the important factor because the government is of the people, by the people, and for the people's benefits. In Nigeria, the people is not the common man, the ordinary man, the masses. You pick one. The people in Nigeria are a few. The few in power, the elites, the few in wealth. Therefore, the government is of them, by them, and for them. They alone are the benefactors, and they do what they want. From the little I have written or said or spoken about, and the much you have seen and heard, does this term democracy really describe the type of governance in Nigeria? Well, according to me, it is called De-Mock-Racee. We celebrate always, and not democracy. And by democracy, I mean DEMOCKRACE. Add another E to be nice, make it sound democracy. On the other hand, what do you think? Is Nigeria worth being called a democracy? Is Nigeria really a democratic state in the true sense of that word democracy? Also considering the fact that even though we have left colonialism, we have a new form of colonialism tying the country down, and that is new colonialism. We owe money to a lot of people. We've gone into treaties and agreements with a lot of people we should not even be doing, and thereby selling our rights and our abilities to govern ourselves. So as always, champ, I hope my thoughts on this have been able to help you somehow. And as the elections are coming, help you think somehow, as imperfect as they are. And as always, do not forget that you're a champ. And I love you. But as always, God loves you more. Till next time, my name is Frances Okeke. And hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, do click on that subscription button. And if you'd like to get notifications next time, do click on that red bell. Just click on the bell, the notification button, so anytime I do post something new, you would receive an alert. And don't keep the goodies to yourself. Feel free to share to other people. Well, I leave you with the words of Thomas Jefferson. A democracy is nothing more than mob rule, where 51% of the people take away the rights of the other 49. These were the words of Thomas Jefferson, former president of the United States. Anyways, champs, till next time, goodbye.